Hello, Scott Murphy. How are you, sir?
Good morning, sir.
What a joy and a privilege to see you.
My pleasure.
You are there in your opulence with your fancy silk stocking office behind you, and here I am stuck down on St. Simon's just having to enjoy the ocean. Well, I am, I continue, as I have for many years, to be in awe of your continuing success. I see that you have now nationally conquered the world of appraising,
Yeah.
and, and you have decided to take over home inspection. What's going on?
Yeah, we've decided to do that as well. Seem to go hand in hand.
Well, I'm going to be calling on you for additional help as we go forward because I have decided to write a brief memoir.
Ah.
I think that sounds a lot better than just writing a book. Hunter Hunter Biden is writing a memoir.
Yeah.
Uh, anyway, I'm titling it. This is the working title: "How I Did Everything Wrong and Still Made $1 million in Real Estate." And one of the things that I think I did right, and by the way, we're recording if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things I did right, which was purely accidental on my part, was I was able to surround myself with a team of professionals that gave me good advice.
Yep.
And one of those people was you. One of those people was um, a licensed appraiser who knew more than I did about valuation. And I uh, I not only had that, as you'll recall, Dr. Tor Canos, who's retired now,
Yep.
um, was a home inspector that I found very early on who was not afraid of older homes. I found Peter Burke and his firm, which has now become Reliant Mortgage Solutions, but Peter's still around and smoking, and
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody more qualified in the mortgage business. But what I relied and have relied on you for over the years is an estimate of what is the property worth now, and if I do these things, what might it be worth after those repairs or improvements are made. And you always call that an ARV appraisal.
Right.
And and I want you to talk for just a minute about the concept of an ARV appraisal. And just, I sent you a list last night of some questions. And one is, what is an appraisal? We've got people listening to this program, Scott, who run the gamut from people who are uh, new homeowners to folks that may have just recently started thinking about investing in residential real estate to veterans who have been at this a long, long time. So, in layman's terms, Scott Murphy, what is an appraisal?
It's a professional estimate of market value. Appraisers don't actually determine market value. We interpret market value. So we've got the skills to look at what's going on in the market and interpret what the property should be worth. So we will look at a property that's been listed for sale and try and find comparables similar to it, and then try to determine what the property is worth. In your specific case, we when we're doing an ARV appraisal, we want to determine exactly what repairs need to be done, and then which ones should be done. Well, that's one issue that we have with a lot of investors is they come in with these grandiose dreams, or they want to do it the way they want to, if they were to live in the property. And most of these are in areas that the investor doesn't necessarily live in, so they're going to over improve it. We want to do it the way that the market's expecting it to. What is the market looking for? And then we'll find comparables and be able to give you a more specific idea of what that property is going to sell for.
Well, I think you bring up a good point because it is by the way, the name of this program, Scott, is not Real Estate Juice Break. It is Real Estate Coffee Break.
All right.
So there, okay, let's get some coffee in here, okay?
All right.
We are so often, I think investors, you bring up such a great point. So often investors have a tendency to say, well, I would like gold plated fixtures in the bathroom, and I've gotten to a point in my life where, my goodness, I deserve it. And so I'm going to put gold plated fixtures in the rental house. But the reality is, one, the market won't pay for gold plated fixtures. Yes, you deserve them, but the market is not going to pay for that. And furthermore, will a renter pay extra for gold plated fixtures? That's my question.
And they won't. And the opposite is actually true sometimes too. Some investors are doing multi-million-dollar properties or higher point properties than they live in, and they're coming in with lesser quality items. And so we just need to make sure we guide them in the right direction for that specific price point.
I have said, and I'd love you to critique this, that of all of the disciplines that an investor needs to undertake, from understanding the tax game to understanding finance to getting pre-qualified for various types of lending, whether it be short-term or long-term, to being able to do sort of a junior, I shouldn't say junior because that's not what I mean, but to do a preliminary home inspection. Of all of these disciplines, I have said the one that I think is the most important is valuation. And I'm not talking about appraisal because I understand that an appraisal is done by an authorized person. In other words, someone who has had specialized training, carries a license, has jumped through all these hoops and brings a specialized formula. Also, I want to say to everybody listening, I know this for a fact. Scott Murphy has a magic appraiser's wand that he waves over the assembled data to come up with his compilation, because I've seen it happen. It's remarkable. So would you agree with me that the ability of an investor to look at a property before he calls you and say, well, based on what I have seen before and based on my experience in this marketplace, because I'm seeing a lot of houses, I'm making a lot of offers, so I'm getting a feel for the market, is by being able to use that comparative method, is that a super valuable skill for an investor?
Absolutely. I mean, they've got to have that level of intelligence, that level of being able to come up with that value, and then let us come in and help refine it and take you across the finish line.
People ask me all the time, Scott, where can I learn more about this? You have a class. Now, there was one yesterday, Friday, that we missed, although without your permission, I'm going to try to record that. Sure. And make it available to my folks, my tribe here. But you have an event coming up called Mastering Appraisals on the 15th. Is that open to the public, sir?
Sure is. We can get you the Zoom link, and anyone's welcome to join in and audit it. If they hold a real estate license, they can get continuing CE for it. So
I continue to be embarrassed by the fact that I am so old that I'm exempted from the requirement for continuing ed. I wish the commission would change that just so I don't have to tell everybody that, Scott. Yeah. What can I say? Who is sponsoring this event on the 15th? And is it at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I think?
That is correct. We are sponsoring it here through our school, the Academy of Real Estate, and it will be a live Zoom meeting, so people will be able to ask questions. And we're going to go through the entire appraisal process, show you what an appraiser does, how we find comparables, what is a bedroom, what is gross living area. So we cover all those basic topics of real estate valuation.
The other thing I love about this is by having it on Zoom, people can participate. And I'm assuming, are you guys going to make this available to folks, the recording of it, or is this something you're ongoing doing, or both? Or
we're ongoing doing it, but we will record it and make it available to those who, CE isn't an issue. If you're just auditing the class, you don't have to have your camera on, so you can be sitting there in your underwear or whatever you want to do. If you are getting CE, we'll need to see your shining face and make sure that you're in full attendance. But yes, we'll make it available to others after the fact.
Scott, I refer to the coffee break that you and I are on right now as the John Adams Pants Optional Radio Show with video, which is very confusing to a lot of people, but it's a lot of fun. Well, as you know, in the seminar business, as I told you many, many years ago, that if you say something profound and I hear it, and then I use it in seminars, that's not plagiarism. That's called research. Yeah. So I intend to be researching this on Wednesday, April 15th at 1 p.m. And I would remind anybody who is watching or listening right now, or even podcasting right now, that they can go to realestatecoffeebreak.com, click on resources, and under appraisal, we'll have information, one, on how you can reach representatives at DS Murphy and Associates, and also how you can sign up for this class on the 15th. Because Scott, I know we've got a lot of people that would like to come, and you're awfully generous to offer that. And we need to wrap up because, as always, time is of the essence here. And I know you've got like 15 closings today. I'm just going to go sit on the beach and watch the world go by. Warren Buffett said to me many years ago, John, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you'll work until the day you die. Mm-hmm. And I've taken that advice to heart. I know you have as well. It's just that you work a lot harder than I do. And I'm not sure I understand why that is, but you and I have had a long and winding road, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So one last question for you. Unbeknownst to you, I am still helping people list houses and buy houses and do that kind of stuff just from time to time. But I have been surprised in the last 12 months. It appears to me that home values, at least in the metro Atlanta area, are up at least 10% on average. And I know every neighborhood is different, but if I had to pick an average, I'd say 10 to 12%. And now I don't see anything to prevent that from happening again. Are we likely to experience pushback from the appraisal community, or is that your job?
Well, it's a challenge for us because the appraisal is sometimes a lagging indicator. We have to use only closed sales. And the other problem that we have right now is there's such a limited number of sales. So if I'm trying to appraise in your neighborhood, there just haven't been very many sales to use. So appreciation isn't linear also. As we know, we've come through the pandemic. So things last summer were very level, and then they started to ramp up towards the end of the year. And as you've indicated exactly right, since the first of the year, we've seen a 1% to 2% a month appreciation. So it is almost impossible for the appraiser to keep up with that. So we're really encouraging most sellers to not accept appraisal contingencies and preparing buyers for the fact that it's difficult for us to really hit this current number. We look very closely at the pending sales because that's going to be that indicator of where the market's going. But know and understand that an appraiser can't use that sale until it's actually closed.
Very interesting. It's I'm assisting in a transaction here on St. Simons. As you know, Margie and I have 1 foot in DeKalb County and 1 foot in Glenn County. And it's very interesting here because we are dealing with a resort or a beachfront dynamic, which, as you know from your experience, is not only here but Destin as well, and the other areas you appraise. Resort communities tend to sort of have a roller coaster ride, and we are really seeing that ramp up down here. All right, folks, right now on your screen, you are seeing the information on how to get in touch with DS Murphy, Scott Murphy of DS Murphy and Associates. Tell us very quickly, 60 seconds, you've got a new division, a home inspection division. What's that all about?
We do, John. We home inspections go kind of hand in hand with appraisals. The business models are very similar. And so there's many clients out there that are looking for a home inspection and an appraisal. So we can obviously do that, both of them for those clients. We cover all the same territories we do with our appraisal business, but it's been an interesting learning experience for me. I didn't know there was so much radon as there is here in Georgia, so really recommend everybody have that radon test. But yes, please let us know if you're interested. We can do a home inspection. We do all the associated services that go with that.
Real quickly, to spell a rumor for me, somebody told me that radon in a crawl space or a enclosed area in the metro Atlanta area often is a function of granite in the subsoil or the foundation or the area beneath the house, and that we have one of the largest chunks of granite in the world.
We do.
That sort of isn't Stone Mountain part of that?
It is. It is. So there is radon. Every house has radon here in the metro area. It's just how much radon you have. And also, a lot of people think you don't need a radon test if you're on a slab. Well, a basement house is on a slab. It's the basement floor. So really, all houses really need to be tested. Basement houses are a little more susceptible because you're digging deeper into the earth. But really, have your house checked. It's a serious problem.
Fantastic. Scott Murphy, DS Murphy and Associates, our very special guest here on the Real Estate Coffee Break. Scott, thank you. I appreciate it. And we'll be talking to you again real soon. Okay.
My pleasure. Thanks, John.
Thank you.